thank you so much for having me like in this very like intimate space. It's been wonderful so far, and I can't wait to get a bit of a skank on me. Right, hang on. Okay, so I'm gonna start with a bit of a like hi. I struggle, we all struggle, and then move into some more struggling stuff, and then I'm gonna talk about Birmingham and bore you all. So, the first one, quick intro, my life. You could write a story about my life in 15 fucking words. This bitch got born and lost her worth, then grew up and realised she's sexy. I prefer the one-word version, fuck. Or the three-word version, help, I'm stuck. Or the 13, I don't give a shit and I need ego death, help, I'm fit. Or, sometimes when I look in the mirror, I actually see a pig or a deformed kind of creature. It's a mystery like the Stig, but who's inside my super suit? Honey, find out. If I could, I would. I really need ego death, my love. Please tell me I'm less bad than good. And tell me you couldn't put me in a box, my dear, as long as it's with everyone. But that's 70 words, and I think that's a little long.
One.
The next one's a bit dark. It is called... I wanted to be a train driver. Trigger warning, like mention of suicide. Yeah, it's a bit rough as well. Anyway, whatever. Aren't we all? Okay. I wanted to be a train driver, but someone put me off. They said it's not worth the risk of death, and with a subtle cough, they said, not for you, mind, but you know, suicide. And under my breath, I thought to myself, instead of cutting half an hour off a journey from Brum to London, they could fix the state of affairs in the places that are London. Investing in mental health services so that people don't jump over that line, and recognising the early warning signs. Yeah. Instead, it's a sign of the times where train tracks from A to B become the scene of a crime. I guess I'll stay here earning dimes, eating lemons because life's not so fancy for limes. Or the water is turned into wine, not because of Jesus' mind. I got 3 bottles for one off some local guy. And there's shit in the Severn and the Avon and the Y. Boiling water down in Devon till the pans burn dry. And train drivers earn more than nurses to pay for the worsening reminders time after time that they still find their way onto the tracks, having sat just beside you where you're eating your snacks. And I'm sorry for every life turned into facts and statistics. Realistically speaking, it's crap. I can't even dream big because a chap might heave himself in front of me with more than a slap, his life's over. And my life's dreams of finding 4-leaf clovers and train driving are more dud than the batteries in the Mars rover. Thank you.
Woo! One.
This one's called Ew. I've been eating all day in the worst kind of way. It's not the kind of food where they're bagging up yay. You're just fat, you say. But you've gained healthy weight, say the voices in your head. Look at her, she's half dead. As your phone drags up old bones disguised as a memory. On this day, 4 years ago, you were dreaming about the cemetery, and 4 years later, still using drugs as a remedy. I shouldn't have a vow before bed, it's just dumb, but now my muscles are weak and the cat crystals in my nose have made it run. And isn't life so fun now that you're healthy? A shell of your old self that was a shell of something else. We never wanted it to be this way. Your mother and me, I guess the sex and the drugs and death is why Eminem always resonated with me. And que sera to ras, because whatever the fuck will fucking be. On this day 4 years ago, you were dreaming about the cemetery. And now 4 years on, you've got it wrong. You were never meant to be this clapped. I guess the drugs don't work, they just make you fucking tapped.
Hey.
This one's called Strung, I don't know why. Look, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every day I'm living, but the living depends on the way that my cards have been dealt that day. Hey, it's me again, I decided to stay. But deciding to leave is never easy, you gotta just go with the breezy. The sleazy feets on the Birmingham streets, getting something to eat at the back of New Street, rinse and repeat. Spaghetti highway on Thursday to Friday, Saturday's my day, Sunday's a high day, then back to the fun day, it's Monday. On that day, there were 6 of them chilling and billing a zoo. If they were 7 months older, then they wouldn't have been youths. There were 2 kids roaming the woods at night, now their face is plastered in your memory all your life. In a middle-class neighbourhood where nothing goes wrong, he was stabbed on sight, but the streetlights were on. She was touched, he was mugged in the light of the day. What's the matter, Bab? Chill, it's the Birmingham way. Yeah. Okay, Okay, we're going into Birmingham.
Hey.
1, 2, 1, get to know.
Yeah.
Get to know. Also shout out Liverpool, you're all sick. And Cumbria, like, you know. Wherever you're from, mate, I'm sure it's grand. Right, where's this one? Okay, an ode to Brum. Sorry, because there are swear words. That being swearing. Okay. Brum is a mess. Brum is a fucking mess, and Brum is getting undressed just to wash off the depression. Brum is feeding you stress, and Brum is teaching you lessons. Brum is teaching you patience while you look after patients that have lost the equation. Brum's got no money for saving. Brum can't even fix pavements, but Brum will spend another billion on fast interrailing. Whoa, I'm twitching. And Brum is never smooth sailing. It's the city that goes to sleep and there it's remaining. Brum is far from Caucasian. Brum is black, white and Asian. Brum's a message from the past. Its history's not in the making. Brum's a burning fucking fire. Miners stood at Saltley Gate and now their flag is still waving. Brum is filling with graves and Brum can't even fix pavements. Brum's significantly changing, but the words are just statements because the change is just a vacant display for money makers. There's a significant development for people in the Midlands. Brum is crumbling as soon as it's built. It's devastating because the people that do make it are so quick to relocate. And Brum, don't get me mistaken, I see the work you do and all the jobs you're creating, but my fingertips are losing their grip on your foundations. Brum's as strong as a rock. It's a bull on broken pavements. Thank you.
Yay! Well done, eh?
Birmingham, this one is called. And I wrote it on the way home from a therapy session. I was being a bit of like a nutcase walking around town, just like staring at people. Like, oh, you exist, this is fun. Okay. Birmingham. Oh, and by the way, we have more parks than Paris, so that's the context for one line. And I'm very proud of that. And the tallest freestanding clock tower in Europe.
Go on.
Just saying. More canals than Venice.
Hey.
Again, right. Birmingham. Yep. I've had a wonderful walk. I've seen the markets and the trees. I've been through one of the parks that Paris hasn't got. And despite the raindrops on my knees, I've been happy. I've seen a man taking notes about the buses that pass him by. I've smiled at every passerby. There's some twitch back in trepidation. I've seen my reflection in the mirrors on the back of New Street Station. I watched a man going too fast in a digger lose a bolt as he went over a hump in the road, and with a jolt it was gone. I wanted to pick it up but carried on. And as I watched the builders carefully, I found the hole where it belonged, on the front of the digger on the side of one of the prongs. And I laughed out loud to myself and I stared at the men for way too long. And I said to myself, you work for me, boys, it's true. If I hadn't noticed that bolt fall out, well, what would you do? In fact, what are you doing without me? What are they doing without me? It looks like you're building a railway track, mate. If you need any help, just shout me. As I carried on walking homeward, I saw workmen chatting on breaks. You can't make an omelette without breaking eggs. The lesson is, learn from mistakes. See, that's what a passerby said soft to me as he noticed my 2 eyes were leaking. I'm thankful to Brum for my lessons today, and most of them learned without speaking.
Yes!
Okay, and then this final one is called the 50 bus. So it is Birmingham tailored, but like, just imagine that bus in your town that's a bit disgusting and like the main one that everyone uses, and it's just a bit, but you have to get it. Yeah. So what, yeah, you got one in mind? 1, 2, anyone else? Anyone got a bus? Thinking of, I don't know, do you have big buses in Cumbria? Right. There we go. The 10A, is that a bad one?
Oh.
God, I'll stay clear. Right. So 50 or any bus of your choice. A symphony of splutters and sneezes, bumper to bumper and knees to kneeses. A low grunt here and a high sniff there. Everybody else's breath fills the air which fills my lungs. A real sense of community. If you can catch the 50, 82, 10A, have no fear for your immunity. You don't need the vaccine. You already got it from the bus that is cleaned once a day by your local cleaning team. Yeah, right. It runs all day, used to run all night. It's covered in 50 years worth of shite is the 50. Riffy, whiffy, but magic. Same bus, same time, every day. It's tragic. I got two men to the left of me messing with some kind of gadget, and the lady sat in front of me looks like she lost it but never had it. 5 different languages, 4 people stinking, 3 people talking too loud, and at least one of them is drinking. And then, just as I think my journey's coming to an end, and then, just as we crawl round the final bend, and then, awkward eye contact with an old school friend. How anticlimactic. The bell goes off, ding, bus comes to a stop. The driver lets 10,000 on, but no one's getting off. There's a bottle round my ankles and it's driving me insane. We're all pretending that it's not there like some fucking stupid game. The seat I wanted, there's a questionable stain. So now I'm sat amongst the roadmen at the back enduring pain because their music is too loud, too crap, and very much mundane. They've lit 2 cigarettes and spliffs and it's the smelly kind of strain. I never want to fucking get this fucking bus again. I've just spent the week in London, now I'm getting off the train. I walk around the corner, now I'm seizing up in pain. It's 9 o'clock at night, but all I've got is £2.50. I guess the only way that I'll get home is on the 50.